I don't know if you've asked yourself why you are here. I mean, kind of existentially, but of course you are in a Bauhaus, right? Because you're in a kind of confusion of effect.
There is a little bit of resonance in this kind of that we choose the floating university as a place for this part of the project, because we said project Bauhaus, that we say the original Bauhaus was not an institution but a project in flux.
And seeing the Bauhaus as a kind of performance in its time and transform it into something for today.
And it's also somehow spectacular in its setting, because it creates a landscape inside a landscape, and it's a surprise.
The idea for us was really, well, on one side, giving the opportunity of spaces with different qualities that allow different activities, the surrounding and the environment to be a part of it, also kind of framing the environment, and that the air, the insects, the birds, everything can actually go through.
It's a space outside the normal life, let's say, of a city. So in a certain way, the very idea of the university is to float.
But also the excess, all the ideas that cannot be handled in normal situations, that also are floating in this place where people feel more free to, I think, experiment and speculate about all kinds of ideas.
What I found very interesting into this was also to say that Bauhaus doesn't belong to anybody, and instead of looking at strictly the production of product or the processes and so on, it was more about the idea itself and not anymore just about specifically what everybody can see and touch and feel.
And it was always the idea to make a kind of critical inventory of the Bauhaus ideas. What did they mean and which kind of societal surroundings they have been developed, how can we kind of continue with Bauhaus ideas today and in the future, and what we should maybe also just get rid of and throw away or counter.
So we really think it's a good idea in the 100th year of Bauhaus to go back, actually, to look at what really happened there. And as Petri says, if you really look at what happens, it's shocking and shockingly interesting.
It was important to recreate this kind of situation where people come together in order to think on subjects which are important not only for the architecture alone but for the society at large. And that means for me at that point that we have to create a new community, and by bringing people together and creating these kind of new communities, we were able to become public again.